That was Miles Away by Philip Selway here on Communion Presents. I am very excited to say that Philip joins me now. Hello, how are you doing?
Very well, thanks, Maz.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
That's my pleasure.
I want to talk about your second album, Weather House, which came out earlier in October on Bella Union Records. It's a beautiful piece of art. Did you know quite soon it was going to have a pretty different feel to your first record that you put out?
Yeah, well, that was kind of the intention. With Familial, I made that record. That was my first record, and I was really proud of what I did there. But to me, that kind of intimacy of that record felt appropriate to kind of where I was as a singer and how that material had come together. So with Weather House, I was going in with different musicians. So I made this record with Adem Ilhan and Quinta as well. And they'd been part of my live band for the Familial dates. So from the outset, it was a different musical dynamic there.
And how does that writing process differentiate, you know, going from a band and going to do your solo project? Is it a bit of a luxury, kind of just then detaching yourself and be like, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it with these people who I know? Was that a bit of a luxury for you say?
Oh, absolutely. Going in to make the Weather House, it did feel like a luxury because, you know, we'd just been touring for a year, doing a Radiohead tour in 2012. We got to the end of that and thought, okay, we'll take some time away from that, knowing that was in a good place. And then just coming into 2013 with this kind of like clear water in front of me, and just having full access to the Radiohead studio and everything that's there, and being able to having that opportunity to work on ideas that had been mulling over in my head for quite a while. You know, it felt pretty jammy, actually.
Yeah. Because was there any time constraints on it? Because I could imagine, you know, if you come out of touring and it's like you have this sort of amount of time, you know, you got a few months to write and record and produce a record, which actually isn't that much time. Was there a bit of pressure on you as well? Do you thrive on that?
I actually had quite a bit of time in front of me. So do I thrive on pressure? Essay crisis? Yeah, probably do, actually. Some of the lyrics were left very much to the last moment, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning when I was booked in for a session at 10 o'clock, thinking, oh God, no. I'm going to look so stupid.
Well, no, I mean, it's all come together pretty well. So I want to play another track, which is actually my favourite off the record. This is off your second album, Weather House. It's Around Again here on Communion Presents on XFM. It's Sunday night, and that was the brilliant Philip Selway with Around Again here on Communion Presents. I really like the eerie, euphoric ending to that track. It's such a smart song, lots of different sounds on it, very, very good. I really, really like it. And I want to talk about shows because it makes me think about how you're going to recreate that live. You head out on tour in February. You perform at London's QEH on February 11th, which is a beautiful room.
Yeah.
Glasgow King Tut's on February 13th. And for all you romantics in Manchester, make your other half happy. Take them to go and see Philip Selway at the Deaf Institute on Valentine's Day in Manchester.
Oh, it is Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
That hadn't struck me.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day, so that would be a nice little present for someone. Will the shows be, will they be a three-piece? How are you going to perform it live?
Well, it's the three of us, and we're performing with a drummer called Chris Vattalaro. Just actually started working on getting the show together this past couple of weeks. And yeah, it's shaping up very nicely, actually. Really looking forward to playing it.
Does everyone swap instruments? Will you be on the drums at all?
No, I would feel very intimidated playing in front of Chris, to be honest with you.
Wow, he must
stay firmly up at the front of the stage on this one.
And this is the part of the show where I kind of pass the playlist over to you, Philip.
Oh, please.
I'm going to ask you to choose a song to discuss and play. So, Philip Selway, what have you chosen tonight and why?
I have chosen a track by Deerhoof. This is off their new album called La Isla Bonita. A song called Doom, which is uplifting little title. But there's just... They make such clever music, Deerhoof. You know, it's in terms of the sounds, in terms of their song structures, but actually what underpins it is just really ballsy music. You can take it on that level and you'll just get that rush of excitement of listening to it, but you can come back to it again and again. You'll always find some kind of little nuance in there. We were lucky enough in Radiohead to play with them. They opened up for us good while ago now, actually, but it was brilliant watching them night after night and just seeing that energy that comes off them, and just going bonkers as well. So.
As suggested by my guest Philip Selway, this is Deerhoof with Doom here on XFM. That was Deerhoof with Doom, as suggested by my guest Philip Selway on tonight's show. Philip, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Weather House, the brilliant album, is out now. Many dates across the UK, across February. Before you leave, can we expect any more Philip Selway or perhaps Radiohead music in the new year?
Working on it.
Working on it. Okay.
Working on it, and it will hopefully all bear fruit at some point.
Okay, great. All right. Thanks so much, Philip.
Thank you, Maz.
Communion presents X on XFM.